among others, may be adulterated or otherwise unsafe for human consumption. These allegations not only pose a serious threat to public health and consumer safety, but also threaten commercial sustainability of the companies if the said products are safe for human consumption. They also call to question the effectiveness of relevant licensing authorities such as Government Chemist, the Anti-Counterfeit Authority, and the Kenya Bureau of Standards in undertaking enforcement, consumer protection, and surveillance, including on distribution and sale of alcoholic beverages. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I seek a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following. 1, a report on the licensing status of the aforementioned alcoholic brands and details of any test conducted by the government chemist on the products to determine their suitability and safety for human consumption, and indicating when such tests were undertaken, the parameters tested, including methanol content and other harmful substances, and the outcomes and recommendations arising from the test. 2, a report on investigations, if any, by the Anti-Counterfeit Authority, the KEBS, and other relevant agencies on the validity of the said drinks, including a comprehensive nationwide audit of alcoholic beverages in the market to ascertain compliance with safety and quality standards and forensic risk to the public. 3, the enforcement, surveillance, and consumer protection measures that have been undertaken against manufacturers, distributors, or retailers found dealing in adulterated, counterfeit, or substandard alcoholic drinks, including any seizures, prosecutions, or product recalls undertaken. And number 4, the measures taken by the manufacturer to protect their products from counterfeiting, including creating awareness to their consumers on authenticity of their products. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The Honorable Dido Rasso, on behalf of the Chair, Departmental Committee, Charge of Administration and Internal Affairs.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. We'll respond second week after recess. Thank you.
Second week after recess, Honorable Eric Wamumbi, it shall be.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, so ordered. And let's go to the statement by the nominated member, the Honorable Irene Mayaka, MP, regarding delayed processing of VAT refunds.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I stand to request for a statement regarding the delayed processing of VAT refunds. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44.2c, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning regarding the delay in processing of value-added tax, VAT, refunds, and implications on businesses. Honorable Speaker, the recent enactment of the Value-Added Tax Amendment Act 2026 by this House effectively halved VAT on petroleum products from 16% to 8%. This amendment to the law was necessitated to cushion households and farms from elevated transport and production costs, largely driven by global market volatility. However, this well-intentioned measure has caused a temporary mismatch between input tax paid and output tax collected by all oil marketers, resulting in a VAT credit position, also known as excess input tax, that triggers a need for tax refunds. The input tax paid relates to operational, administrative, and supply chain expenses such as transportation, storage, professional services, and utilities subject to VAT at a standard rate of 16%. This differential results in input tax consistently exceeding output tax, thereby placing oil marketers in a VAT credit position. Honorable Speaker, Section 47 of the Tax Procedures Act, Cap 469B, provides that refund on overpaid tax shall be paid within a period of 6 months from the date of ascertainment, and if the commissioner fails to refund, the overpaid tax shall be applied to offset the taxpayer's outstanding tax debt or future tax liabilities. However, in practice, many claims remain unsettled well beyond the prescribed period, with delays ranging for as long as multiple years. Consequently, a substantial proportion of business working capital remains tied up in pending refunds, thereby constraining liquidity, particularly for micro, small, and medium enterprises, which are disproportionately affected due to limited access to affordable credit. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning as follows. Number one, the current status of VAT refunds owed to businesses, including a detailed breakdown of the total value of pending, verified, approved, and already paid claims, with specific identification of claims arising from the reduction of VAT on petroleum products from 16% to 8%. Number two, the government's plan to clear VAT refund backlog, including clear and specific timelines for full settlement, annual targets for reduction of standing claims, and the corresponding budgetary allocation dedicated to refunds and payment. And number three, the specific impact of delayed VAT refunds on Kenyan economy, including a comprehensive assessment of its effect on business liquidity, cost of production, inflationary pressures, private sector investment, employment levels, and overall economic growth. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The Chair, Departmental Committee in charge of Finance and National Planning. Anybody from that committee? Honorable Esuda, that is not the chair budget, the chair, Departmental Committee, Finance and National Planning. It's a very hardworking chair. I know the committee is currently engaged with the Sovereign Wealth Fund Bill. Could the leadership commit on when the response shall come to the House?
Honorable Speaker, I commit that the response will be given 2 weeks after recess.
Honorable Mayaka? That's okay. Yes, 2 weeks after recess, the response shall be brought to the House, and it is so ordered. A statement request by the member for Laisamis, the Honorable Joseph Lekuton. Yes, there is a request by the Honorable Joseph Lekuton that question be asked on his behalf by the Honorable Naisula Lesuda, and that request has been acceded to by the Speaker. Honorable Lesuda will proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to request for a statement on behalf of Honorable Lekuton, the MP for Laisamis, regarding outbreak of a known illness at Bishop Cavalera Girls Secondary School in Marsabit County. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Health regarding the outbreak of a known illness among students of Bishop Cavalera Girls Secondary School in Marsabit County. Honorable Speaker, on 19th March 2026, an outbreak of an unknown illness was reported among students at Bishop Cavalera Girls Secondary School in Marsabit County. Affected students exhibited symptoms including choking, difficulty in breathing, episodes of fainting and swelling in the arm or hand, rendering some unable to lift the affected limb. They were transferred to Marsabit County Referral Hospital for treatment and monitoring, resulting in the hospitalization of several students and the temporary closure of the school. A team of county public health officials visited the school on 24th March 2026, collected samples from the food, commodities, and water sources. The samples were submitted to the National Food Safety and Nutrition Reference Laboratory for toxicological, chemical, and bacteriological analysis to evaluate compliance with health standards and detect any contaminants. Honorable Speaker, although the outcome of the analysis indicated absence of contaminants, barely 1 week following the school reopening on 22nd April 2026, about 100 students have reportedly exhibited symptoms similar to those observed during the initial outbreak. The recurrent incident exposes the school suspension of schooling to avert a public health crisis and imminent permanent closure as a result of mass transfer by students for fear of contracting the unknown illness. The situation for urgent action to safeguard students' health, prevent a broader public health emergency, and avert closure of the school. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Health on the following. A confirmation on the authenticity of the findings contained in the report on the laboratory analysis of the samples collected from Bishop Cavalera Girls Secondary School and the identified causes of the unknown illness. Secondly, plans being put in place for immediate public health interventions, including student treatment, epidemiological investigation, and preventive measures to forestall recurrence of the incident. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, immediate actions being taken by the relevant national government agencies, including the Kenya Medical Research Institute, KEMRI, to thoroughly analyze the cause of the unknown illness manifesting at the Bishop Cavalera Girls Secondary School to avert a public health crisis at the school and its environs and forestall collapse of the school due to mass transfers by students. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The Chair of the Departmental Committee on Matters Education. Do we have anyone from the Education Committee to comment on when the response will come to the House? None at all. Leadership. Is Committee on Health? Is this directed to the Health Committee or the Education Committee? Yeah. It's to the Health Committee. It's to the Health Committee. And Dr. Nyikal is not in the House. Is there anybody from the committee in charge of health? The Vice Chair, Departmental Committee on Health? The Honorable Dr. Naomi Wako, commit on behalf of leadership on when the response on this serious matter is coming to the House.
Honorable Speaker, I come from Marsabit. I understand the case, and it should be given special attention, and I believe the committee should be able to respond still 2 weeks after the recess. Thank you.
Honorable Naisula, 2 weeks, the response to the statement will be brought to the House. Is that satisfactory?
Yes, it is, Honorable
2 weeks
Speaker.
after recess, it shall be. Next statement request is by the member for Shinyalu, the Honorable Frederick Ikana MP.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to request for a statement regarding recurrent fatal hit and run accidents at Muraka and Ilesi along the Kisumu-Kakamega Road. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 44.2c, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure regarding the alarming increase in fatal hit and run accidents at Ilesi and Muraka centers along the Kisumu-Kakamega Road in Shinyalu constituency. Honorable Speaker, Ilesi and Muraka Center along the Kisumu-Kakamega Road has increasingly become a road safety black spot with frequent accidents, particularly hit and run accidents, being witnessed. These accidents, which occurred on various dates, have led to the tragic loss of lives, including but not limited to the lives of Velma Kasandi, Silas Andeka, Paul D. Choti, Lydian Shelatuka, Wenslaus Okanga, Aleka Angeline Imala, Rafael Musimbi Murira, and Bernard Kasim Shiverenje. These repeated fatalities at Ilesi and Muraka are reportedly linked to a combination of factors, including overspeeding by motorists, absence of speed bumps, inadequate street lighting and warning signages, and lack of pedestrian walkways and crossing points. These have led to dangerous interaction between speeding vehicles and pedestrians. Honorable Speaker, the situation is aggravated by frequent hit and run behavior by motorists, weak enforcement of traffic rules, and apparent lack of urgent redesign interventions despite the area exhibiting characteristics of an accident black spot. The continued loss of lives has caused great distress among Shinyalu residents. They have persistently called for urgent intervention to safeguard road users and pedestrians. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I seek a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure on the following. Number one, the circumstances for the recurrent fatal hit and run accidents at Ilesi and Moraka centers along the Kisumu-Kakamega Road, including whether the area has been identified as a black spot. Two, a report on whether the identity of the hit and run vehicles involved in the tragic accidents and measures being taken to address the increasing hit and run incidents in the area. Number three, the immediate and long-term measures being put in place by the Kenya National Highways Authority, KENHA, to mitigate accidents at Ilesi and Moraka centers, including installation of speed bumps or rubber ramps, pedestrian walkways and crossings, service lanes, proper road signages, street lighting, and other safety enhancements to protect road users. Number four, plans to compensate families of victims who perish in accidents at Ilesi and Moraka centers, and the measures being taken to strengthen traffic law enforcement and safety along the affected section of the road, including action against speeding and hit and run offenders. And finally, the timelines within which the proposed mitigation measures will be implemented to prevent further loss of life at the black spot. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Chair, the Committee in charge of Roads, Transport and Infrastructure, the Honorable George Karaoke. The Vice Chair of the Committee. Do we have any member of the committee in the House? Again, all those members are engaged in other parliamentary businesses within the precincts. The leadership of the House, please commit. The Honorable Dr. Naomi Wako.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. We commit that the Chair will give the response 2 weeks after recess. Thank you.
Honorable Ikanda.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I appreciate it.
Yeah, in 2 weeks after recess it shall be, and advise the Chair that that situation Honorable Ikana is speaking to is affecting very many areas. There should be speed bumps when you enter or you approach a school and when you exit. When you approach a trading center and when you exit. It's something for which so many Kenyans are dying across. Next will be the statement request by the leader of the majority party. Statement to be requested pursuant to standing order number 44-2A. The Honorable Dr. Naomi Wako, do you have the request? Yeah, as you consult. Oh, so it will be issued on business. It will be issued later on. Yes, also after the. Yes, so the Honorable Dr. Naomi Wako, that will relate to the parliamentary business that shall follow. And to request that you take back your seat. You will go into it after the responses to some requests which are before the House are dealt with. Yeah, there is the response to the request by the Honorable Lilian Sioi, MP, Trans Nzoia County, regarding shortage of fertilizer in Trans Nzoia County. A response which was supposed to be brought to the House today by the Departmental Committee Chair in charge of Agriculture and Livestock. The Honorable Mutunga. Is the member, the Honorable Lilian Sioi, in the House? Huh? I note there is a bit of interest to this one. Ordinarily, I would have required the chair of the committee to table the response before the House for the member to pick. But because of the importance of the matter and the issue it is dealing with, I will exceptionally allow the chair to put the report before the House, being a property of the House, so that those members who are also, affected or keen to make representations can do so. Proceed, Honorable Mutunga.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this matter was put before the House yesterday. The request for statement was made yesterday. I contacted the ministry immediately on the same. And Honorable Speaker, we have a liaison officer for Parliament, whom we work with. This morning, I had an activity at the Kenya Sugar Board because of the other issues that are also upcoming, whose depth and breadth we needed to understand as a committee. So I left my clerk to follow up this issue. And at around noon, Honorable Speaker, he confirmed to me that the ministry has stated that the PS is not in, the CS is not in, they cannot give a response. And therefore, it means we wait until they are able to give us a response. And I remember the words of the Speaker, Honorable Speaker, that it is not the CS who should be able to respond, it is the technical officers who should be able to respond. So it is unfortunate that they could not give us a response, and therefore we will have to wait until probably the first week after recess, then we can get an appropriate response. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The Speaker the Speaker did not hear what your response was.
Unfortunately, Honorable Speaker, the Speaker was, I don't want to declare the Speaker out of order. The Speaker was very busy when I was. But Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. In a light touch, I was saying that we did engage the ministry as appropriate and procedurally. I actually left my clerk this morning, exempted him from an activity at Kenya Sugar Board, where we were engaging the Sugar Board on issues on matters sugar, which are also very weighty in this country today. And Honorable Speaker, at around 12:30, he called me and told me he has tried all possible avenues to get any response from the ministry. And he has been finally told that without the PA's authorization, we cannot get a response. So, Honorable Speaker, we don't have any response. The PS, when he is back, because he says he's in a function somewhere, we could not do it. And I remember yesterday the Speaker saying it is not the CS who does the responding, it is not even the PS, it is the technical officers. So, Honorable Speaker, I don't know whether the ministry is short of technical officers as well, but they did not give us a response. They said they need an okay from the PS to be able to give us a response. So until maybe the first week after we come back from recess, then shall we get the response. And I know how important this matter is. Fertilizer is being distributed now, but Honorable Speaker, what I know is that the fertilizer distribution follows Kiami's data. If it is avoided, that's an area we need to explore as a House.
Who is this PS who can hold the House and keep the business of the House pending? And where is he?
Honorable Speaker, the PS is attending a funeral for the father of the CS Chirchir, that's what he said, and his name is Dr. Rono.
So when did the request for the statement go to?
The request was put before the House yesterday, and the Speaker said he needed a response in a day. I tried to negotiate, and the Speaker said, no, it is not the CS who is supposed to give us a response. So I tried my best to get the response, but I have not been able to.
Yeah, good. The Honorable Dr. Wilberforce Oundo.
Chair, as the substantive speaker, the substantive speaker put it yesterday, it can't wait. This is the planting season. This is the time when fertilizer is expected. It can't wait. Surely it can't wait. I would suggest, Honorable Speaker, is it possible Dr. Mtunga can undertake to extract the statement and probably then share it through the normal way the Speaker communicates, even when we are on recess? At least with that will help us to apprise our people on the status of the distribution of fertilizers. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Mutunga, this is the season for sowing and the season also for weeding, the time that we need fertilizer most. I know what you mentioned as the business engaging the PS, and we truly commiserate with CS Davis Chirchir and his entire family. But really, I doubt the business of this house can be held hostage because a PS did not sign something required by the House for Parliament to have its business. So I'm finding this unacceptable. And I want to be persuaded that we can really postpone time for this business or determine the measure we direct against that PS. The Honorable Dido Raso.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Without buttressing your ruling, you know, Mr. Speaker, on this particular one, we are not waiting for a statement. We are waiting for something to be done. That there is enough fertilizer from wherever it can be found so that farmers will be able to plant without delay. I see the struggle the chairman is having, but Kenyans are following the sitting of this House live. And the ministry should have picked up out that on Tuesday. Without being probed, they should have responded. So for that reason, Honorable Speaker, I think the further ruling you should make, when we come back from recess, we should be told there is enough fertilizer in Trans Nzoia. Actually, that is the food basket of Kenya. And they shouldn't miss fertilizer. Anything else can be missing, but not fertilizer. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Mutunga.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the sticky issue in the statement sought by the Honorable Member for Uasin Gishu, actually, is that, not Trans Nzoia, is that fertilizer is being, subsidized fertilizer is crossing the border to Uganda. And that issue needed to be investigated quickly, and we needed confirmation of the ministry. What I said a little earlier, Honorable Speaker, is that the distribution mechanism of the fertilizer is through the National Cereals and Produce Board. And this mechanism was developed after registration of farmers. Their data was captured in Kenya, it's called Kiamis. So the Kiamis data is what they use. And if fertilizer can get across the border, then it means there must be some loopholes. And that is why we needed this matter investigated quickly and corrected if the need arises, if then there is possibility for correcting it immediately. So now, Speaker, based on what the Honorable Aunda has said, I would like to suggest that I follow up with the ministry on Monday and Tuesday, and then I get the response from the ministry on this particular issue, and therefore I do the circulation and bring it to the clerk for appropriate, reach of the membership of this House. I think that is possible, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, I'll pardon the PS only for the reason given, and only because the matter was remitted for him to deal with personally. You said yesterday, but it shall never happen again. And I'm doing that only because this involves CS Davis Chirchir and his family. I think is the best, if not one of the best CSS we have in the country. We condole his family. But let me direct that within 1 week from recess, we will need the report of the PS, the response of the PS in this House chair. So deliver to him the message. The first week Parliament will be sitting after recess. We need that response here because it cannot wait. It is so ordered and so directed. The Honorable Zamzam Chimba.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Request for a statement regarding gender-based violence in Mombasa County. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on administration and internal security regarding cases of gender-based violence in Mombasa County. Honorable Speaker, in the recent past, there have been incidents of gender-based violence in Mombasa County, particularly involving children and women. These incidents have caused widespread concerns among residents and underscore the urgent need to intervention on 15th March 2026. An 11-year-old Gloria, who had been reported missing, was found dead in Manyani area in Kisauni, Mombasa County. Further, on 2nd April, 23-year-old pregnant woman was also found dead in Likoni sub-county. Another 13-year-old was reportedly sexually assaulted in Mwakirunge. There have been no arrests relating to this date to date. These incidents reflect the growing threat of violence against women and children and call to question the effectiveness of existing protection mechanism and law enforcement responses aimed in combating gender-based violence. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following. 1. Status of investigation into the reported sexually assault of the 11-year child in Manyani, Kisauni, and the mother of the 13-year-old child in Mwakirunge, Kisauni, Mombasa. 2. The measures being taken to curb the rising cases of gender-based violence in the county, and especially in Mombasa, given that a few days ago again, we lost 2 lives, Susan Akinyi and Chepchumba, 21 and 23 years old, Honorable Speaker. 3, the measures put in place to strengthen child protection system, victim support services, and self-reporting mechanism for survivors of gender-based violence. And 4, the long-term strategies being put in place to prevent gender-based violence and enhance public awareness in Mombasa County. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Statement request is directed at which committee? Administration and Internal Affairs. Where is the Honorable? I saw the Honorable Chair is engaged. I saw the Honorable Dido Raso. Where did you dispatch the Honorable Dido Raso to Honorable Naomi Wako? I hope you are not discussing your Marsabit matters in the plenary, then you dispatch one another. Yes, can you commit on behalf of the committee?
Honorable Speaker, I commit on behalf of the committee that response should be availed in 2 weeks after the recess.
The Honorable Zamzam Chimba, that sounds reasonable.
Yeah, but the urgency, I would rather, after 2 weeks, please, you bring the best response you can. Thank you.
Yeah, so the report from the committee shall be brought within 2 weeks. And Honorable Naomi Wako, within means if you have it ready on the first day after recess, just bring it. It does not have to wait for 14 days. It is within, as soon as it is ready.
Well noted, and we'll do that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Within 2 weeks after recess, it shall be. The response to the statement request by Honorable Machua Waithaka regarding the effects of the ongoing United States-Israel-Iran conflict on distribution of petroleum products in the country. Response by the Departmental Committee in charge of Energy. The Honorable Gikaria. The Honorable Gikaria, let me confirm if Honorable Machua Waithaka is in the plenary of the House. Do you have Honorable Machua Waithaka? Yes.
Honorable Speaker, actually you directed on Tuesday.
Yes.
That I must, because I was ready again on Tuesday in the afternoon, and you directed that I have to give the response again today, Thursday. Unfortunately, the member of Parliament from Kiambu is, must be engaged elsewhere. How I wish, Honorable Speaker, you could grant me the permission to table so that if it's not satisfied, then maybe
yeah, member, this concerns the effects of the ongoing United States, Iran-Israel, conflict on fuel distribution. Could I, by observation, look at whether members have interest to speak beyond the report before I give my directions here on?
It is sorted.
As the position of the Speaker is that once the report is brought, it is a property of the House. So in some instances, even if the person who has the question is not there, the Speaker can, on discretion and in public interest, allow the report to be properly read before the House and for the members to debate as representatives of the people. Yeah, so clearly, Honorable Gikaria, give the mic to Honorable Gikaria. The members are not keen to say something. You will table that report. And the Honorable Machua Waithaka will benefit from that report from the table.
Most obliged, Honorable Speaker.
Available. So lay the report, table the report or the response, and you'll stand discharged. The Honorable Caroline Ngelechei, you wanted to raise a matter concerning the greatest Kenyan to ever win the marathon, so that the House can also, say something about it. Please proceed. I hope he's also from Elgeyo Marakwet.
Mr. Speaker, every winner in this Republic of Kenya in athletics either lives in Elgeyo Marakwet or trains in Elgeyo Marakwet. This one trains in Elgeyo Marakwet County, Mr. Speaker. I rise pursuant to Standing Order 259D 2B to notify the House of the greatest achievement of the world record athlete, Mr. Sebastian Sawe. Honorable Speaker, in the recent past, Mr. Sebastian Sawe was a fast-rising Kenyan long-distance athlete, has participated in various international competitions, particularly in road racing events. His performance has been exceptional and reflects the Kenyan spirit of hard work, discipline, and perseverance. Sawe is a distinguished long-distance runner who had risen to global prominence, having made a remarkable marathon debut at the 2024 Valencia Marathon, winning the race in an impressive time of 2 hours, 2 minutes, and 2 seconds. Building on this success at the 2026 London Marathon, he made history after clocking a sub-2 hours time in the race, setting a new world record of 1 hour, 59 minutes and 30 seconds. This extraordinary achievement firmly places him among the world elite athletes. Honorable Speaker, Mr. Sebastian Sawe has demonstrated consistency, reliance, and unwavering commitment to excellency. His rise in the athletic world has been motivated by discipline, determination, and the desire to uphold Kenya's rich legacy in long-distance running. He is an athlete who ought to be emulated by our youth, and indeed by all. We wholeheartedly congratulate him to his remarkable achievement. Honorable Speaker, these achievements remind us that with steadfast dedication, resilience, focus, and desire to succeed, anything is possible. He serves as a great inspiration, especially to young Kenyans aspiring to excel in athletics. It is on this basis that I wish to notify the House of this achievement by one of our own and request that the tributes of this House be recorded in recognition of his outstanding performance and contribution to the glory of our nation. Hongera Sawe. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, you can see the Speaker is elated. I want to give a few of us a chance to celebrate this legend. And before I do that, let me recognize a number of students. In fact, these are the students and the teachers of Kiurani Boys High School from Mara constituency, from Tharaka Nithi County. That, as you know, honorable members, is the county of the Deputy President, Professor Kithure Kindiki. The students are welcome to the house to observe the proceedings and to learn as much as they do and as they can from this National Assembly, which is one of our houses of the Parliament of Kenya. The Honorable, that is the Honorable Kereke Mbiuki. I want to give you 3 minutes to welcome the students, then we'll go back to business.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, thank you for giving me the opportunity to welcome Kyolan Boys High School, which is from Mala constituency, Tharaka Nithi County. And Mr. Speaker, Kyolan Boys is one of the leading schools, not only in Tharaka Nithi County, but in our entire region. They have come in so that they can be able to appreciate the seat of legislative arm of government. And I'm pretty sure, Mr. Speaker, out of this coming, and they have come in big numbers, they will be able to be future leaders of this country. And Mr. Speaker, today will mark a big day for Kyolan Boys High School because for the first time, they have an opportunity to come and interact with Kenya National Assembly. And I'm pretty sure, out of their current performance, as they go back home, they'll continue studying hard so that they can also be able to improve on their performance and also in leadership, Mr. Speaker. So, boys of Kyolan Boys, welcome to Kenya National Assembly and continue working hard because this is where you are also equally destined to. Karibuni sana.
Yeah, they are welcome to the National Assembly to observe proceedings, and we wish them well. People normally tell our students that sky is the limit. When you are in the National Assembly, the sky is the beginning. We wish you well. You're welcome, Kyolan Boys, Tharaka Nithi County, and we want many more like the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. The Honorable Mayaka, we are back to celebrating Sebastian Sawe.
Yes, yes.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, let me thank the Honorable Ngeleche for bringing this statement to the House and join fellow Kenyans in congratulating Sebastian Sawe, who brought London to a standstill the other day when he ran under sub 2 hours. Honorable Speaker, I love the way Kenyans really celebrated this young man. The internet was taken by a storm. All Kenyans were celebrating him for this very high achievement. We witnessed when he came back to the country with Kenya Airways how he was celebrated. Today again, when he was just landing in Eldoret again, he was given the water salute when he was landing in his home area. And also, again, at State House, we saw him receiving 8 million shillings from the president. He has been given a set of number plates, new number plates, and a brand new car. Number plates for his car, 15930, which is extremely, extremely a moment of joy for all of us, and it brings a smile to all Kenyans. Because, Honorable Speaker, when we see one of us doing great and celebrated across the entire globe, for us, it's a magical moment. And you know nowadays, Honorable Speaker, we call this country of ours Magical Kenya. So it is Magical Kenya producing magical people to the rest of the world. So to Sebastian, congratulations. We celebrate you. We are proud of you as Kenyans. And we do hope that you will not stop here, that you'll actually go even further to better the time that you have put. So, Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the people of Nyamira, fellow young people, I really congratulate Sebastian and wish him the absolute best. I thank you.
Thank you, Chair, Committee Regional Integration. The Honorable Zamzam Chimba.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika, na mimi niweze kuchukua fursa hii kwa niaba ya wakazi wa Mombasa kuweza kumpongeza sana Sebastian Sawe kwa kuweza kupeperusha bendera ya Kenya kule London. Mheshimiwa Spika, ni furaha kubwa ukiona dunia nzima inasherekea taifa moja, Mheshimiwa Spika. Wajua Kenya watu wengine hufikiria mambo mengine, lakini sisi kifika haya ya kuwakilisha na bendera yetu wa Kenya huwa hawatu disappoint. Na siye peke yake Mheshimiwa Spika, na wengine wote ambao waliwahi kupeperusha bendera ya Kenya juu. Na nimshukuru pia Mheshimiwa Rais kwa kuweza kutoa zawadi kubwa. Hii ni kuonyesha kuwa baba wa taifa anajali hawa wanariadha na akaona kuwa huyo anastahili kupata zawadi kubwa kama ile aliyompa Mheshimiwa Spika. Kama mama kaunti wa Mombasa, nampongeza sana rais wa taifa hili na nimwambie juhudi zako kwa Wakenya zinaonekana. Wala usitetereke, usiangalie nyuma. Wewe shika wanariadha, shika kina mama, shika vijana, kazi yako fanya kama umetulia Mheshimiwa Rais. Hapo mbele iko sawa na sisi pia tuko nyuma yako, tunakupongeza. Lakini pia niweze kusema Mheshimiwa Rais, Mheshimiwa Spika, pia sisi Mombasa County kuna mtoto wetu aliweza kwenda World Cup kule kama mfanyikazi. Nafikiri mliona yule akiitwa Omari kutoka pale Changamwe, ambaye ilikuwa akisema metro. He was celebrated in the whole world. Na pia mimi kama mama county wa Mombasa niweze kumpongeza huyo mtoto ndani ya hili bunge na nimwambie rais pia mimi nalia ngoa. Jamani rais, kama umemshika yule, Mombasa pia tuna ule mtoto wetu aliyeka ramani kubwa ya Kenya kufanya kazi kwa ustadi, kufanya kazi kwa heshima na kupeperusha bendera ya Kenya. Kwa hiyo nampongeza sana rais. Namwambia yale madebe tupu yaishi kutika. Mheshimiwa Rais, usiwafuate, usiwasikize, wewe fanya kazi, saidia wa Kenya mahali unaweza, huku kwengine tuachie Mungu, na nina imani hapo mbele Mheshimiwa Rais utaweza kurudi kwa kishindo. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika.
Yeah, no doubt the investments the president has made in the area of sports is huge. I was in Wajir and I found a very big stadium being built just after the Kitui one. I think they are over 25 now. The Honorable Naomi Wako.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity as I join my colleagues in congratulating Mr. Sebastian Sawe. Honorable Speaker, the entire nation is celebrating, and I think he's one of the winners that all Kenyans celebrated. And I remember the pride he gave us. Immediately he won because of breaking the world record. Honorable Speaker, this morning, His Excellency the President gave him the award, 5 million for winning and 3 million for the gold medal. And our president has invested heavily and always shown his passion towards athletics and sports in general. Honorable Speaker, we have many athletes from Rift Valley and few now coming up from everywhere. I'll be happy one day when a young man, a young woman from Marsabit will also win, and Kenya, make Kenyans be, proud. And when the president of Kenya will invite that particular person to State House, even if I'll be 80 years old, I will celebrate wherever I am. But today, we are all proud of Sawe. Last night, I watched Citizen, and I saw his father and mom, his dad and mom, talking about him and saying that he's a very humble man, he's always very responsible, he's fast in doing things, and they are just celebrating him. The entire village, the entire nation is celebrating. What I want to say is this: our president is passionate in promoting and awarding all the people who will be winning on our behalf. And so I want to encourage all the people who are talented, because with my age now, I cannot even try. But those people who have the talent and who have the age, they can try and make us proud. Honorable Speaker, our president said in his speech that this young man was in one of the schools he started 15 years ago. That is not a long time ago. I mean, my small investment in my village can be one time recognized in a big way. So I want to encourage all the honorable members, let us also invest in where we come from so that young people who are there can also learn and be nurtured. Honorable Speaker, Sawe has made us proud, together with many others who have continued to win. And Kenya is known worldwide. You know, we are known for athletes and sports and any other thing. Let us continue serving our nation, giving our best to our nation, making the other 50 plus millions happy with our performance. Honorable Speaker, we celebrate this young man, and I encourage many young people from every part of this country to try their talents and become another Sawe in our country. Thank you.
The Honorable Commissioner Patrick Makau.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I join my colleagues in really saying kudos to Sawe. Once more, he has proved to Kenyans that this is the home of champions. And I want to say, Sawe, like another Kenyan, who practiced through the hills of Eldoret, was in Gishu, practicing without any hope. Now his hard work has paid off. He has broken the world record to run marathon under 2 hours. Mr. Speaker, it has not only brought glory to Kenya, but it has proven to the world that this is the home of champions. Mr. Speaker, however, I want to say in Kenya, we have so many people with talents, including Nukambani, where I come from. You remember Cosmas Ndeti, you remember Macau. Now I have seen Wanza, who are running and in marathon. But when you look at the national resources in sports, Mr. Speaker, they are not equitable. They are not equally distributed. There is nowhere in Machakos, in Kitui, in Makueni, where there are sports. And I'm challenging the Ministry of Sports. Why can't we see academies, sports academies, being distributed all over the Kenya? Maybe, Mr. Speaker, in Luo Nyanza, there are marathoners, there are sprinters. But because of this inequality of sporting facilities, Mr. Speaker, we are not seeing such talents being realized. Mr. Speaker, if you go to a place called Iten, every morning.
Out of order.
Mr. Speaker, I'm very, very surprised that a senior member, commissioner, can stand before this house and say there are no facilities in Kitui. When I know that a super stadium was opened by none other than His Excellency himself this last year. Honorable Speaker, does he come from Mukabani?
The Honorable Patrick Makau, I think the concern of Honorable John Mutunga is that unlike before, the current government is really trying to put, sports facilities across. We have a beautiful one in Omabe. It was followed by a very beautiful one in Kitui. I've told you, I know a more beautiful one is coming up in Wajir. And unlike before, when we were counting Kamarin and others, I never saw them. I know up to 25 international standard stadia have been built across the country. So we can appreciate as we push for improvement. Otherwise, continue.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I have a lot of respect for the Honorable Mutunga, the Chairman for Agriculture. I think, even borrows his name from my community. So maybe that is why he has some interest knowing that in Kitui there are facilities. But however, I want to tell him that's a stadium. There's a difference between athletics and the stadiums. If you go to Azingishu and Elgeyo Marakwet, there are super good facilities for athletics. If I have one in Machakos, Mr. Speaker, I'll be the first one to point out. And that's why I'm saying it is not even Machakos or Makueni or Kitui that I'm talking about. Taita Taveta, Wajir, Moyale, we even border Ethiopia, who are our competitors in the international platform. Mr. Speaker, I'm trying to say, let us see how these facilities can be distributed equally, so that if we have an athletic camp in Eldoret, there is one in Narok, there is one in Machakos. Mr. Speaker, that's what I'm saying. A stadium, beautiful, it's good, and we want them everywhere. I remember sometimes back, we had, there was, I think within Vision 30, we had agreed that every county must have state-of-the-art stadium, but that has not happened. However, I want to say that despite the shortage of resources in the country, and of course the challenges of exchequer releases that even Parliament is facing, I hope in future, so that we produce more Sawes across Kenya. Mr. Speaker, as a government, we should equitably distribute sporting facilities around and across Kenya. I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
The Honorable Dr. Undo will now celebrate Mr. Sebastian Sawe and confirm there is a stadium in Kakamega and Bungoma.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Let me stick to accolades, then I can go to those of Mr. Dicta towards the end. Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the people of Funyula constituency, Busia County as a whole, and on behalf of all the parents of children of this age, allow me to take this opportunity to congratulate Sebastian Kimaru Sawe for the splendid race he had in London and for breaking the world marathon record. It made everybody proud, and indeed, Honorable Speaker, I always make sure I watch all marathons, be it London, New York, Berlin, Japan, all of them. And I'm a lover of athletics. During Olympics, athletics, international athletics, all those kind of things, I watch. Unfortunately, this one, Honorable Speaker, I missed it because it was a Sunday, that momentum Sunday, when we Linda Mwananchi were lindering Mwananchi in Kisumu Dala. So we were storming Kisumu, so I didn't have a chance to really watch the race. But I watched later when my grandchildren showed me, and it was indeed a splendid race. Let me take this opportunity to sincerely congratulate him. And I'm happy that for the very first time, our heroes, our winners have been recognized in a manner never done before. For this, whoever organized the function, thanks and congratulations, and let it also be extended to any other person who makes Kenya proud at any given time. For the first time, Honorable Speaker, we can now focus on more important things that unite us, more than things that divide us, wasting time on things that do not make it at all. Honorable Speaker, this country is full of talent. I wish, as Honorable Makao has said, we could go out of our way, invest heavily in talent identification, talent nurturing, and make sure these boys and girls make a career out of their talent. Honorable Speaker, even my own constituency, we have people who can sprint. We have people who can run long races. But as Makao has said, we have no facilities. People always think that people who can run fast, who can win medals, can only come from a certain part of Kenya. That's not true, Honorable Speaker. We have our own who has won short races. If we can go out of the way and also get to know, then we can do much, much, much more. Honorable Speaker, and let me also be record, the first Olympic gold medalist, Robert Nangila Napunyi, came from Funyula constituency, specifically Butangas in Sioport. Yes. But Honorable Speaker, I don't have much muscles, so I can't box much. But that's the truth of the matter. All that we want to urge the Committee of Sports, the National Executive, plus the county government. Honorable Speaker, when CDF was allowed to undertake sporting activities, you would see sporting activities all over the country. But I don't know who bewitched the county governments. When they said we can't do it, nothing happens at the moment. Finally, Honorable Speaker, let's continue to invest in sporting activities and sporting facilities. Both a sporting activity is a relaxation. Secondly, it's also an investment that pays off fairly and very, very, very well. Honorable Speaker, yes, there's a stadium in Kakamega, there's a stadium in Bungoma, and we were promised within 6 months we'll have a stadium in Busia. The 6 months are coming to an end. I hope you'll do some magic so that we extend that 6 months so that we can continue living on hope. Honorable Speaker, I hope even the ones for Kamarindi and the rest will come during your lifetime as you serve in this government. Others, congratulations, Sawe. Congratulations, all the coaches, those who practice with him, his managers, and everybody who contributed to that splendid success. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The Honorable Majority Leader takes precedence whenever he arrives. Everything stops.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, you know, I was listening to the debate as I came from Bomet. And let me first begin by congratulating in a very hearty manner Sawe for the splendid performance in London and putting the name of our country on the world map. And what he has done, Honorable Speaker, is no mean feat. Breaking a world record is indeed something that deserves the accolades that he has received from all Kenyans of goodwill. And Honorable Speaker, let me also congratulate the management, the new management at KAA, for the very beautiful reception that they gave to Honorable Sawe and the Ministry of Sports for recognizing our heroes who are putting our country's name very high. And also bringing our nation together, because as I listened to this debate, Honorable Speaker, I couldn't help but enjoy the moment when we all come together as Kenyans, now forgetting where we come from, but congratulating one of us as a Kenyan, irrespective of where this Kenyan comes from. But Honorable Speaker, I took note of what Commissioner, the member for Mavoko, was saying here. And I was a bit perturbed because he was misleading the House, saying that there are very good facilities in Uasin Gishu and Iten. Yes, there are good facilities, but I wanted to challenge him. I wish he would have named one. Because the facilities in Iten are privately owned facilities. And therefore, I wished the member for Mavoko and the leadership in the greater eastern parts of Kenya would invest in sports facilities. And not just those from Ukambani, all of us, we need to begin investing in sports facilities, privately managed sports facilities, because the training facilities, the athletic training facilities that you find in Iten, and the member for Elgeyo Marakwet is here, she will tell you. I think one is owned by Kiplagat, there is another one by Tekla Lorupe, and there is still another one by a lady athlete. Therefore, it is also good to encourage these athletes as they come back home to reinvest their earnings back at home and improve the facilities so that we develop new talent. And the young Sawe is a product of these training facilities, investments that were made by those who are ahead of him. And that should be a challenge to us, Honorable Speaker. And I say this because I am not, or rather I have not been a very good sports enthusiast. But I have a young girl in my house who just turned 19 last week, but one, who has challenged me to start beginning a keen interest in sports. And that's my daughter Mombi, who is studying sports management. And when she introduced the subject of sports management in my house, I asked her, you want to study sports? What do you want to study? Running, football, or what? Because when I was growing up, there wasn't such a profession. But these are new professions that are very well paying, and we must be able to engage with our young ones and be able to learn from them also. And I've learned a lot from my daughter in terms of the sports management area and the investment opportunities that exist in the sports management area, that I'm even now challenged as an individual to begin thinking, and I'm actually looking for land to start investing in sports, because this is the new frontier also in investments, and it has very good returns. Honorable Speaker, look at the games that we all enjoy in football, the Premier League. Those who support Arsenal, those who support Man U and the others, Liverpool, Manchester City, all those good teams. I look at them and I see my friends who are supporters of Arsenal, including my daughter. And I was asking her, you support Arsenal? And I hear they're always losing. And she told me, Daddy, you are hurting me. You cannot say that. And I had to consider now to become an Arsenal fan because of her, to support her at least. But I was also looking at the business opportunities that exist. And these are the opportunities that the government of Kenya, Honorable Speaker, as you said, has realized and appreciated. that by investing in sports facilities in Homa Bay, in Kitui, in Wajir, we'll be tapping talent from the local level. And that's why I wanted to disagree with my brother, the member from Mavoko, that stadiums are the beginning point of starting to begin those talents. Because the people of Kitui will never have had a stadium where they can even go and compete. They do not know what an international standard stadia looks like, or the running track. But now they have it in their county. The people of Homa Bay, the Raila Odinga Stadium in Homa Bay, the athletes from Nyanza and other parts of Kenya can now go and practice and train there, and we will have new Sawes in the future, Honorable Speaker. Therefore, let me congratulate Honorable Sawe, as I also congratulate this current administration for the massive investment that we have put, or that this administration, the William Ruto administration, has put in developing sports facilities, from Talanta or Stadium, or what will become the Raila Odinga International Stadium, to the stadium in Homa Bay, to the one in Kitui, to the upcoming one in Wajir, to the one in Bungoma, to the one in Kericho. Honorable Speaker, these facilities will have immense benefits to our economy, and not just the physical facilities, the development of talent, the huge investment that this administration has put in our federations, whether it's a football federation, whether it is bringing sanity in both football management, the management of athletics. I must commend the Ministry of Sports and encourage them to continue even developing new games. Honorable Speaker, only last night I was speaking to my daughter, and she was telling me about this new game called paddle. And you know, paddle has become very popular now. And I've seen a lot of investments in Nairobi. Very soon, Honorable Speaker, somebody will be investing in a paddle facility in Kisumu City, Eldoret City, Nakuru City. These are the opportunities I'm speaking about, Honorable Speaker. And let me just say congratulations to Sawe, and congratulations to Athletics Kenya. And may we see them to continue investing in more younger talent, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Majority Leader. You forgot, Majority Leader, you forgot about the level of awards the President has been giving sportsmen. Our young people who played in Chan left the games millionaires, and money is moved from $1 million to $3 million for each game.
Honorable Speaker, not just in Chan, the huge investment that the President put in awards. Look at a sport like boxing that had been forgotten in this country since the time of Wangila. For those who are older like myself who remember Wangila, I know Oundo will remember Robert Wangila during the All Africa Games in 1987. I know some had not been born then. But from the times of Wangila, we have seen now Majembe and the other gentleman called Mbavu. And here now there is another upcoming game. And I must also encourage our other investors in the arts. And I've seen not just mainstream media, but the alternative media. Young people like the gentleman called Obina, who helped organize the fight between Majembe and Mbavu, the destroyer. And you know, Honorable Speaker, I'm saying we learn a lot. My 9-year-old daughter, I saw her scribble somewhere, Mbavu, the destroyer. And I thought she didn't know who that was. Only to ask her, who is this? And she told me, you didn't see on Obina TV the fight between Mbavu, the destroyer, and Majembe. And therefore, our young people are following, and I must also commend the President because he also supported that fight, and we must continue supporting such upcoming sports, whether it's that paddle, whether it's boxing, whether it's volleyball, Honorable Speaker, and even basketball. I'm seeing a lot of investment in basketball today. And I'm saying this is a new industry in terms of investments, and that's why I was encouraging all of us, like the President, to invest even in your own constituencies. Give your footballers good awards, encourage the growth of other sports, not just football tournaments. Let us support darts, let us support pool tournaments and all that. And I know many of us do that in our constituencies, and we should continue to do that. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The Honorable Ruth Odinga is recognized to celebrate Sebastian Sawe.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I really do appreciate the young man Sawe, and I think that coming from the place that Sawe comes from, in a village in Wasingishu, and the father was a maize farmer, really struggling. Actually, he was brought up by the grandmother and all. It gives a very good example, even for us, where we are coming from. And I think that it is so important that this young man could make it and go and do what he's done, and Kenya is very proud. The only thing I also want to say is that before, when we were celebrating, when we had a winner in Kenya like Kipchoge Keino or something, or anybody, we would make sure that the whole country is celebrating. And now it does not become a Wasingishu or a county by county affair. So I'm saying and urging that we should all come out right now and celebrate Sawe like I'm going to do, where I'm going right now for some water hole, to be able to celebrate Sawe in the best way, and also encourage my people of Kisumu County. And the Kisumu County are very, very happy. They're also saying, Mr. Speaker, that they also want this dancing competition so that it can go to the Olympics, and utaona vile wajaluo watafanya. But I'm proud of him, everybody's proud of Sawe, and congratulations. And also congratulations to the president for making sure that the people of Wasingishu are going to be happy, and I hope all Kenyans can celebrate. Thank you, and God bless you.
Yeah. Don't try the Honorable Ruth Odinga on Lingala dance. She will, you will win. Is that the MP for Banisa? Do we have that as the last? Then we can go back to business. Sawe has brought Parliament to a standstill. Yeah, proceed.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. On behalf of the people of Banisa and the people of Northern in general, I want to congratulate Sebastian Sawe for a feat that no human has ever achieved. The last time, Mr. Speaker, this feat was achieved, it was under a controlled circumstance when Kipchoge and the famous was it called Ineo or?
It was called Ineos.
Yes, 2.0 was broken, but that was under controlled circumstances. I was reading an article yesterday that this record can still be broken until 154. And the only person now that can do that record, that can reduce that record from 159.30 to 154 is Sebastian. And we congratulate him. We are proud of him. And as you know, sport is a unifying factor. In fact, against the background of what is happening between our Wakamba brothers and our Somalis, we need such things to calm the nation down. And yes, and we will support and congratulate every Kenyan in his own place who achieves such a wonderful and such a feat. The other thing, Mr. Speaker, is that the people from my region are also known for, marathon skills. I remember 10 years ago, 4 men from my region chased down a cheetah, caught it, and brought it to KWS. Yeah, it is. And if that talent could have been tapped, cheetahs, if you don't know, cheetah can run 100 kilometers per hour. We outran the cheetah, yes. Read it, you will see. 10 years ago, it was in the BBC documentary, I saw it. We ran down a cheetah, caught it, and took it to KWS. If we could have had the opportunity to have, talent nurturing, institution in our places, then we could have nurtured such kind of talent, which I believe exists. Where I come from in Banisa, we neighbor Ethiopia, the highlands of Ethiopia, and we come from Kenya. No, so if we, fuse these two talents of Ethiopia and Kenya together, I believe we will get a lot of sportsmen and marathon runners from my place. Mr. Speaker, let me keep it brief like that, but I will also want to again congratulate Sawe and other Kenyans who have achieved such feat before. And I believe there are many Kenyans, and I believe this record will be broken by a Kenyan again. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Kangogo Bowen, the chair of the committee in charge of water.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity also to congratulate Sebastian Sawe for breaking the world record in marathon, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I'm happy that as a country, we are celebrating our own Kenyan for breaking a record. Mr. Speaker, Kenya is a country of many talents. It is only, Mr. Speaker, that we have not taken sports and the talent nurturing as a serious issue, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in the last Olympics, Botswana actually won the gold medal in 4x400 meters. And the whole country, they declared a holiday for almost a whole 1 week, Honorable Speaker, because it was a big achievement for their country. And sometimes, Honorable Speaker, Kenya, if you look at the side of the Rift Valley, the athletes, they are doing very well. If you look at the western part of our country, the Nyanza, the western, in terms of football, Honorable Speaker, they are the best. But sometimes you get that you have, when you go to these slums, sometimes, Honorable Speaker, my kids, I attend when my kids are playing in Moi Educational Center and they are playing with some other schools around. If you see those young boys from slums when they are playing football, Honorable Speaker, and then you try to understand, how comes that these young people, they are not scored anywhere? These are very good talents, Honorable Speaker, if they are, if we nurture them and if we put our resources, Mr. Speaker, we can actually get the best footballers in this country. Mr. Speaker, if you go to the site of like the Turkana, the Turkana, Mr. Speaker, the basketballers, you will find that some who are outside the country, they have gone and they are excelling. Mr. Speaker, we need to put resources. But now, Honorable Speaker, today probably the budget estimates, the Treasury is going to maybe bring the budget estimates to Parliament probably before the end of today. But if you look at the budget allocated for sports, it's very, very little, Mr. Speaker. We cannot develop these talents without putting resources into it. So as we celebrate Sawe this afternoon, honorable members, we need to make sure that we put resources in the Ministry of Sports for them to, have those academies, Honorable Speaker, and have those talent centers, Mr. Speaker. So I want to join other Kenyans, I want to join the President to congratulate Sawe and congratulate other Kenyans. Last week, Honorable Speaker, in Kipchoge Classic in Nyayo Stadium, I saw there were so many Kenyans, they came, and they were celebrating the 100-meter champion. It's called Mr. Omanyala. Mr. Omanyala, Mr. Speaker, 9.96. And he was the best in the whole country because I was near there, Honorable Speaker, Kenyan celebrating Omanyala, 9.96. So we want to celebrate all our athletes all our young talents. And please, I want to ask this House Honorable Speaker, let us put more resources on sports so that we develop our young people. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Stephen Mule.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. I want, on onset, on behalf of our Committee of Sports, Culture, and Heritage, and also on behalf of the people of Matungulu and the larger Kamba Nation, to congratulate our brother Sebastian Sawe for putting our flag in the most highest part of this world. I believe should be Mount Everest. Because, Mr. Speaker, I was watching that race and I tried to flip off several channels, BBC, Al Jazeera, Chinese, CNN, and others, including the locals. And our flag, Kenyan flag, was all over. It is important, Mr. Speaker, to say that as a member of Sports Committee, we have tried our level best with the limited resources to allocate several resources of money or substantial amount of money to build sports academies and put up some stadiums. Mr. Speaker, the truth of the matter is that if this country we want to tap all the talents like Sawe, we must have at least a sports academy in every constituency, Mr. Speaker. Sport Academy is a small institution which nurtures talent of all kinds. The prototype of the Sports Academy we propose as a committee carries all manner of sports and identification of sports in this country. And it's the high time as the House and the budget comes through, we will be proposing as a committee to make sure that at least every constituency has a sport academy, because that is the only way we should be able to tap this talent. Secondly, I want to thank Sawe. That resilience, that endurance at the age of 30 to win such a momentous recognition worldwide as the first man to run under 2 hours in marathon teaches our young people a lot of issues. Young people, they want to make sure that they get all the best at the earliest possible. But we also need to teach them, they need to be resilient like Sawe and be persistent, and the right time at the right hour, they will conquer the world. So we want to say congratulations to Sawe for raising our flag very high. I will be looking forward probably to invite him as a committee. I know my Mheshimiwa Wako, we are together in that committee, to have dinner with him, at least as a committee for sports, also to celebrate the icon to show that the members of the sports committee and this house, we are together with him, and I believe it will go far. Kudos Sawe, kudos Kenya, Kenya fly high, and the Kenyan flag continue flying up to the top of Mount Everest. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Lastly, the Honorable Mwashaku.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika kwa kunipa nafasi ili nikaweze kuchangia maneno haya ambayo tunaongea sana, ambayo sifa nzuri ya nchi imeletwa na mmoja wetu Mkenya mwenzetu Sebastian Sawe kwa kushinda mbio zile ambazo ilisemekana kwamba ni ngumu sana kushinda chini ya masaa mawili. Lakini Sawe ametuonyesha kwamba no human is limited, as they do say. Ya kwamba ukiweka nia na ukiweka bidii, basi hakuna kile ambacho kinaweza zuilika, Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Spika, huyu Sawe ameleta sifa kocho za Kenya duniani kote. Mimi nimepata simu, Mheshimiwa Spika, kutoka kwa rafiki yangu mmoja, tulikutana kule London, mzungu, akiniambia kwamba kwani hii Kenya mna raha kiasi gani kwamba mmoja wenu anaweza shinda na kuvunja rekodi ya dunia kiasi hicho. Mheshimiwa Spika, tunapoleta sifa nyingi nchini kupitia kwa wakimbiaji wetu, sisi ni vizuri sasa kama viongozi na kama nchi tuweze kutathmini, je, kile ambacho Sawa amefanya. Nashukuru kwa sababu rais ameweza kumuenzi, kumtunza. Na nashukuru kwamba sisi sote hapa tumeshikana kama bunge la taifa kumuenzi na kumsifu na kumpea kongole Bwana Sawe. Lakini ni vyema tujue basi kwamba wanapoleta sifa nyingi hivi nchini, tujihadhari sana tusije tukaharibu tena sifa ya nchi yetu. Mheshimiwa Spika, ingekuwa vyema hata sasa napoenda wakati wa uchaguzi, tuna mvutano hapa na pale, kuna mashindano ya siasa, lakini wakati hata nafikiria pengine wakati tunapofika, wakati joto la siasa linapanda sana, Mheshimiwa Spika, ni vizuri hawa wakimbiaji wetu ambao wameleta sifa nyingi nchini tuwaweke mahali wao wakija hata kutuzungumzia sisi. Maanake pia sisi tunawaharibia majina kule nje. Mheshimiwa Spika, ni makosa sana. Sisi badala tulete Wakenya wetu pamoja vile tunavyoletwa na hawa wana michezo wetu. Maanake leo tunaongea Mheshimiwa Sawa kuhusu huyu mkimbiaji, hatuulizi ama sote tunasikia tuna furaha, uzalendo mkubwa ambao tunaonyesha kwamba mmoja wetu ameweza kuvunja rekodi ya dunia. Ingekuwa hivyo ndivyo tunavyohisi hata wakati tunapofanya siasa, Mheshimiwa Spika, kwamba siasa zetu zisiwe za kutugawanya, siasa zetu ziwe za kutuunganisha, siasa zetu ziwe za kuleta sifa na raha na kufurahia kama wananchi wa Kenya. Mheshimiwa Spika, Mheshimiwa Spika, itakuwa muhimu sana hawa wakimbiaji wetu na wana michezo wetu ambao wanaleta sifa nchini, tuweze kuwatafuta, tuweze kuwaleta wakati ambapo sisi tuna uhasama wetu wa kisiasa. Tujue kwamba kuna watu ambao hawataki sisi tukagombane kama wanasiasa. Wawe kama tuwaweke juu kidogo hata tuliko sisi. Maanake sisi ndio wetu waheshimiwa, lakini waheshimiwa wa dhati ni hawa wakimbiaji ambao wanaleta sifa nchini. Waheshimiwa wa dhati ambao ni wazalendo wakubwa na hao ambao wanaleta sifa kwa bidii zao ambazo sisi wengine hatujachangia. Hakuna mmoja wetu hapa anasifu leo kwamba amechangia bidii ama amechangia kumweka Sawe mahali amefika, lakini tunafurahia uzuri wao. So sisi kama wanasiasa, niombe tu wacha tujifunze kwa wakimbiaji na wana michezo wetu, kwa manake wao ndio wameleta sifa za kweli, sifa za kukuza nchi yetu. Mwisho, Mheshimiwa Spika, kabla nikae, watu wengi wametaja mambo ya Uasin Gishu, wamesema pale Iten kuna facilities ama kuna facilities za wakimbiaji ambazo zimebobea. Mheshimiwa Spika, nataka niwaambie Wakenya kwamba kule Taita Taveta, ile hali ya hewa iliyoko kule Iten, ile hali ya anga iliyoko kule Iten inafanana kamili 100% na hali ya hewa iliyoko kule Undanyi na mahali kunaitwa Ngerenyi kule Taita Taveta. Mheshimiwa Spika, kule Ngerenyi, Mheshimiwa Spika, wale wakimbiaji wanaokimbia kule Uasin Gishu ambao wana train pale Uasin Gishu, wengi wao wamekuja pale Taita Taveta kuja kufanya train, manake ile altitude ya pale na ile hali ya hewa pale inalingana kamili na ile ya kwao. Kwa hivyo Mheshimiwa Spika, niombe tu nchi hii ya Kenya, kando na kuwekeza sehemu zile wakimbiaji wanatoka, tuombe sana uwekezaji huo uextend ama upelekwe hadi kule Taita Taveta mahali kuna pale Ngerenyi. Tulianzisha training ndogo ama center ndogo ya watu kufanya mazoezi ya kukimbia, na tunatafuta hela. Mheshimiwa Spika, kuna mmoja wetu ambaye alikuwa ni mbunge hapa katika bunge letu hili, anaitwa Mheshimiwa Mazdin Madoka, alikuwa pia waziri. Alianzisha Madoka Marathon kule Taita Taveta na imekuza vipawa vingi. Kuna mkimbiaji anaitwa Pano Mkungo, Mheshimiwa Spika, umjui huyo? Tutamwenzi, maana ameshinda half marathons nyingi Ulaya kule Amerika, na ni wale ambao wamekuwa kutoka katika zile facilities zilizoko pale Taita Taveta. Na kwa hivyo niombe sana bunge hili la kitaifa, tunapojadili budget ambayo inakuja kesho, leo nafikiri estimates zimefika bungeni, kwamba tutatafuta pesa, tuwekeze pesa ya kutosha, tukajenge training center ya ukimbia athletics pale Ngerenyi. Tunahitaji kama milioni 150, Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa hivyo nitakuja na mswada huo wa kubadilisha ili pesa hizo zitafutwe ndani ya bunge hili, tujenge proper training facilities Taita Taveta pale Ngerenyi, ili vipawa hivi vinapokuzwa Uasin Gishu pia pale Taita Taveta tukuze vya Taita Taveta, na Kenya nzima tukuze vipawa na nchi ifanikiwe. Asante Mheshimiwa Spika.
The Honorable Karoli Omonde in 2 minutes.
Honorable Speaker, just give me a little more. You know, I'm the only one in this house who still runs half a marathon every 3 days and a full marathon every quarter. So I know the pain. Honorable Speaker, I'm very happy to pay tribute to Sebastian Sawe on setting a world record, what is called sub-2 hour or subhuman record of 1 hour 59 minutes 30 seconds at the London Marathon. I don't know whether the name Sebastian has has something special for athletes or athletics, because there was also the famous Sebastian Coe, who set about 9 world records and won 4 Olympic golds. But as we recognize Sebastian Sawe, let us also remember Ruth Chepngetich, who also set up a women's world record at the Chicago Marathon in 2024, a time of 2 hours, 9 minutes, and 56 seconds. Honorable Speaker, there have been other great athletes, Kelvin Kiptum, Haile Gebrselassie, not from here, the lady Asefa from Ethiopia as well. But remarkably, Moses Kiptanui, many may not remember him, but Moses Kiptanui is one of those who made it to the center page of Time magazine as the fittest man in the world in 1992. We have had the great Paul Tergat, who once told me, only a poor man can do athletics because of the pain associated with it. If you are rich, comfortable, you cannot engage in painful sports. And of course, our very own Eliud Kipchoge, who also did the first subhuman or sub 1 hour at the Ineos self-competition in Vienna in 2019 at the age of 35, a time of 1 hour, 59 minutes, 40.2 seconds. But, Honorable Speaker, I would like to make a suggestion that the government should take this matter seriously and copy what is being done in the UK. In the UK, they have something called the Pipeline of Future Champions, a futures program, which identifies potential athletes or potential sportsmen, provide coaches to them, give them development plans and assistance, and help them participate in competitions. Most of our athletes, we only recognize them when they win. Then we come out to celebrate them and to talk loud about it. But we don't have a futures program. And as a member of the sports committee, we have actually recommended that. We have also, last 2 weeks ago, I chaired a meeting of the sports committee where we were considering a bill by one of our colleagues, Honorable Cynthia Muge. Actually, part of that bill is supposed to create a honors roll with an award scheme for world record holders. And I think when Honorable Cynthia Muge's bill comes to the floor of the House, we will all come up and support it so that we would not wait for the President to give any honors or any awards to anybody who sets a world record. That is the gist of Honorable Cynthia Muge's bill, that we should have a honors roll recognized for any Kenyan who sets a world record, whether it is hugging over a tree, whether it is the longest kiss in the world, any world record. Yeah, but I can tell you there's nothing as tough and as painful as running. I do it every 3 days. I'll be doing 21 kilometers on Saturday, and I can assure you, at my age, the recovery is not that easy, but we do it. So congratulations to Sebastian Sawe. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
The Honorable Jane Kagiri, do you agree that would be the last honorable members? Yeah, so that we all salute at once.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me an opportunity to congratulate Sebastian Sawe for a job well done, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, known to many in this House, in my high school days, I was a marathoner. And don't look at me differently because I used to do it very well. So, Honorable Speaker, I stand to congratulate my counterpart who has done a very good job. On more serious matters, Honorable Speaker, I believe the win by Sebastian Sawe and the breaking of a record should be a great inspiration to the young people of our country. That means hard work, a lot of talent, and commitment can deliver very good results as we saw them. Honorable Speaker, I would also want to add that I must appreciate what the current government, our Kenya Kwanza government, is doing, is in an effort to support our young people in this country. The creation and the construction of stadiums around this country is going to support many young people, and my word to each and every person who feels that they have a talent in sports is to get out there, practice, perform, and at the end of the day, that could be an economic activity and something that would actually empower them to the end. Honorable Speaker, I must conclude by saying, being a staunch Arsenal fan, disappointed at the moment.
The Honorable Ngeleche, what is...
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The thing that is burning, Mr. Speaker, is I have just remembered that since the day Sebastian broke the world record, all the newspapers and the leading media houses in the world made him the headline, except the Kenyan newspapers, whereby the politics were in the headline. I want to urge the media houses in Kenya, Mr. Speaker, to be patriotic, at least to learn and appreciate.
Order! You know, Honorable Ondo, she's on a point of order.
Yes. Mr. Speaker, I want to urge all the media houses and even Kenyans who have the airtime to at least appreciate the young upcoming people of Kenya. It is not about politics each and every time. It is not about politics 24 hours. Mr. Speaker, kindly protect me from Honorable Karoli. In fact, he's giving me a title that doesn't belong to me, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Karoli, the Honorable Ngeleche is our best female basketballer, the best female netballer as Bunge team. She will be heard in silence.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. That was what I was just encouraging, because I was expecting each and everything in Kenya to come to a standstill to celebrate him. Just the way State House today came to a standstill, Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, and even this particular house, Mr. Speaker, the members have shown a very big support and appreciation to the athlete. Thank you.
Thank you. Conclude your contributions, Honorable Jane Kagiri.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I continue with my contribution. And Honorable Speaker, before we got the point of information, I was informed in this Honorable House that I'm a staunch Arsenal fan. However, Honorable Speaker, every time I support Arsenal, I feel guilty, because I would want to be a stronger supporter of Nanyuki Stars, Nyahururu Stars, Gedega Stars, teams from my own county. So, Honorable Speaker, as our government continues constructing these stadiums and places of sports activities, I believe we are going to grow our talents and will become international renowned players as well as marathoners and also sports people. Finally, Honorable Speaker, in support of what my colleague has said, it was very disappointing to see that our whole nation, all our press houses, none of them thought it important to first cover the win by Sebastian Sawe. It is our humble plea for us to be extremely patriotic as a country, appreciate and encourage the people who do good things for our country. Because it's in that spirit, Honorable Speaker, that Kenya will be known for the good things, and it's not only the bad things that we need to keep speaking about. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The Honorable Adan Kenyan, because of rank.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, one of the things that the framers of the current constitution have thought of is to have cultural diplomacy as one of our foreign policy pillar. And they were not fools. I'm sure some of them were your colleagues in the legal practice. And within that cultural diplomacy is sporting diplomacy. Mr. Speaker, countries are known. Countries are known for different events. In Kenya, we are lucky. We have born, people who are just sportsmen and women. What we are lacking is the patriotism to encourage them so that we continue creating an international niche for this country as a sporting nation. Mr. Speaker, it's not just enough to come to this place whenever one of us clinches an international title that we come and say we commend. Sawe has done it. Many others have done it. But what have we done as leadership? What have we done as a country to celebrate not only those who are performing, but those young ones who are still lacking an opportunity to join the league of those who have also made, not only within our international boundaries, but to the global village. Mr. Speaker, we must have, and I want the leader of majority to listen to this, we must have a deliberate policy. Leader, you have an opportunity. These sportsmen and women, pursuant to our foreign policy, must be supported through budgetary provisions, through incentives, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, you realize the world is a global village. By that headline of what is called New York Times, the London Economics, many people will want to come and visit the village of Mr. Sawe as part of tourists, international tourists. These are things that we must cultivate. That special ministry called Ministry of Culture, Sports, and whatever must do everything humanly possible. Somebody was asking me, are there sportsmen and women in northern Kenya? I say, we have some of the most talented youth. The only thing they are lacking is an opportunity. But this regime is making attempts to reach out to them. And very soon, we'll have Mohamed Sawe, we'll have Khadija Sawe from Northern Kenya, Mr. Speaker, because they are also getting the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, this country is a blessed country. Blessed in the sense that we have some of the best brains, not only in the human resource capital, but in every field. Look at our neighbors. Every time right now, we see politics. I like what our good lady has said. Patriotism is not something that can be forced. We must inculcate this culture. We must be loyal to this country. We do not have a spare country. The only country that we have that protects us, that gives us an image, that all of us must be duty-bound constitutionally to promote, to project, and to protect is my motherland, Kenya. I don't have any other motherland. This motherland is so dear. It must remain above our day-to-day political frame, Mr. Speaker. That is the only way. And in many countries, look at Israel, look at Saudi Arabia, look at Emirates, look at the United States of America. These countries, the citizens disagree on petty things. But when it comes to anything that touches on their sovereignty, on their identity, they all coalesce around and say, this one goes beyond politics. In Kenya, we behave as if we have nothing else left. So I want to commend the government. Mr. Sawe, wherever you are, we are very proud of you. Continue being an example to many youths who lack an opportunity. My final word of advice to Sawe, many youths have got into a trap. I'm sure right now you are very famous. I know where you are. I want to talk to you directly as a father. Where you are, you have made money. You have earned a name. Don't waste your money into the clubs. Invest. Invest. Marry. Train many others. That is the only way you will be a living example to many other youths. We don't want to hear Sawe was in a club. We don't want to hear Sawe was somewhere else. And I'm offering this unsolicited free advice as a father, as a grandfather. That is the only way we'll be very proud of you. To the parents of Sawe, this is the time when you should hold your son, and guide him to the path of those many Kenyans who have got an opportunity and succeeded. I wish you well, and I hope and pray that many other youths will succeed in the sporting field the way Sawe has succeeded. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Adan Kenyan. I will not be given majority leader if Honorable Jamatia didn't say a word on this. Please, you are recognized to celebrate Sebastian Sawe.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I also want to take this opportunity to celebrate and congratulate our Star of the Year 2026, Mr. Sebastian Sawe, Kimaru Sawe. And Mr. Speaker, I come from the Kalenjin nation. The honors of the field. I come from Baringo, where Mr. Tergat became the Olympic champion for the longest. He has trained many Kenyans all over the country in our place called Cabernet. And Mr. Speaker, one thing about Kenya is when we do it to our best. I also want to say that the ministry should take this advantage and recreate back most of the sportsmen and women. We need to be celebrating them. It reminds me during the Moist time when we were very young pupils in our primaries, when we used to listen to national patriotic songs that reminded us every day about our country. When you talk about agriculture, we used to have very good songs like Kilimo. When we talk about sports, we used to have songs that remind us that every time we are Kenyans, and Kenya is the only place that we belong. I want to take this opportunity also to congratulate other sportsmen and women, not forgetting Mr. Kipchoge, who is the recent older until Sebastian broke it. Because for Kenya, the name and the anthem to be sung everywhere, we have to glorify and congratulate them every day. Mr. Speaker, I want to believe that if Kenyans and young Kenyans are given the opportunity, they can do marvelous and they can do miraculously better. And we will have more Sebastians and more people breaking the records, and we will also have a lot of opportunity to sell this country through sports tourism and build this country and create better society through sports, because nothing beats sports. And thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
The Honorable Wandeto.
Thank you, Speaker. I also rise to bring my very warm congratulations to Sebastian Sawe for this earth-shaking feat that he has achieved by running the marathon in less than 2 hours. Mr. Speaker, just to remind ourselves, modern marathons debuted in 1896 in the Olympics. And Mr. Speaker, at that time, a gentleman by the name of Spyridon Lewis ran the marathon in 2 hours and 58 minutes and broke. That was the world record that time. And Mr. Speaker, you can see in about 130 years, the human race has managed to erase a whole 1 hour of the marathon mark. The sub-2 hour mark seemed an impossibility for the last 40 or 50 years until Eliud Kipchoge did it, though in a slightly assisted manner. Now, for Sebastian Sawe to do it on a normal course, this is actually a very, very historic moment. And it is no wonder that this has been celebrated the world over. And I agree with those ones who have said that maybe as a country we did not celebrate him as much as we should have. Unfortunately, and I wish Jane Kagiri was here and Gereshei is still here, I can inform them the only reason that our newspapers never put Sebastian Sawe in the headline is because politics is our national sport. So we always put that in the headline. That is the national sport of Kenya. That is what we all play. But Mr. Speaker, we have to do more for our sportsmen as a country. We have to reward them better. We have to provide more and more training facilities. And we indeed have to also work on grassroots sports in this country. It is sad, Mr. Speaker, that this House, the members of Parliament, we lost the CDF kit that was going to, to support sport. And that has actually compromised grassroots sport, be it football, be it netball, be it the basketball that the Honorable Gerechei plays, and even athletics at that, grassroots support. And maybe this is something, Mr. Speaker, that needs to be relooked at, because as soon as this money went to the governors, we are not seeing any sporting activities happening, at the grassroots level. Once the 2% that we used to have, for CDF was removed. But Mr. Speaker, having said that and having talked about facilities, again, as a country, we must build facilities with sincerity. Sometimes we are doing stadiums, not because we want to promote local sport, but because we are looking for opportunities, for rent seeking. For example, we all know that, for example, the Talanta Stadium is a project whose ROI is very, very questionable. So again, let us build stadiums with the right intention, not just to make money or for deals, but indeed to promote sport. And we have to invest more on athletics, we have to invest more on football, we have to invest more and more, indeed, in any other sport. So I rise to support and congratulate the young man. May he continue rising. I hope he can even do better. And may he be an example to very many other Kenyans that aspire, to join the Hall of Fame, for their country, for themselves, for the name, because it is possible. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Kimani Kuria, lastly.
Honorable Speaker, I also want to take this opportunity to congratulate this very young man, 31 years of age and such a great marathoner. He's now being referred to as the greatest marathoner of all times. And I think this is a special message to many young people across the Republic that it is possible to do something, it is possible to succeed, it is possible to achieve whichever thing that you put your mind into. And this young man is such an example. He doesn't come from a big family. He doesn't come from the traditionally running communities. He comes, but with his dedication, he has made really Kenya proud. And the same way we are saying that we are taking this time to congratulate this young man, is a high time that we also take time to celebrate the great country that we do have. Honorable Speaker, I know sometimes they have had difficult times, sometimes there are issues and may not be working well, Honorable Speaker, but you have a great people called the people of Kenya. We have a great country, and it's important that we celebrate that among ourselves every time, Honorable Speaker. In my constitution, Honorable Speaker, we sponsor a football tournament every year for grannies, this for ladies who are above 60 years of age. And Honorable Speaker, when we did this in December, I was surprised. I thought I am fit. But we got grandmothers who are 70 and 80 playing very serious soccer, Honorable Speaker. And I think it's very important that we continuously encourage everyone across the country to remain fit, to be athletic, to be sporty. I also even want to encourage my leader of majority party here, the Honorable Kimani Ichung'wah, to start participating in some sports like running, or football, or netball. But you know, Honorable Speaker, the other day, when His Excellency the President mentioned something near that, some people took offense, and they had not been named, but I don't know why they took offense, Honorable Speaker. And secondly, is congratulate the Kenya Kwanza administration for the stadiums that are being built across the country, Honorable Speaker. If you fly through the Talanta International Stadium here, Raila Odinga International Stadium here, Honorable Speaker, if you go to the one in Kitui, you go to the one in Nakuru, Afraha Stadium, even the one in Kisii, the one in Kisumu, the one I think in Wajir, across the country, Honorable Speaker. And this is where we say the development does not need to be a favor. We need to develop our country equitably, Honorable Speaker, so that every Kenyan can feel the responsibility, can find joy of being a Kenyan, Honorable Speaker. I want to congratulate again His Excellency the President and this administration for the many stadiums that they are building across the country. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, the Speaker joins you in registering his congratulations to Sebastian Sawe. You've seen for once, whether in opposition, whether on the minority side, whether on the majority side, whatever region we are coming from, whatever political parties we represent, we are all standing in unison to celebrate this great man. This is a legend made, and so is the unifying effect of sports. You've also seen for the very first time, Dr. Wilberforce Oundo has appreciated the president for the investment the government is making in the area of sports. And he did this stadium across the country. So may the success of Sawe be an encouragement to other Kenyans to be also patriotic, to raise the flag of Kenya, and be a good motivation for other young Kenyans to also come up and to excel and to lift the name of the country. We will revert to the papers, to the statement by the Leader of Majority. Leader of Majority.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, that is the beauty of sports. Brings us all together and has no equal. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Orders 44.2a, I rise to present the following statement on behalf of the House Business Committee, which met on Tuesday, 28 April 2026, to prioritize business for consideration during the week. Allow me to commend the leadership of the House, our committees and members for the dedication and cooperation exhibited in the session so far, as we come to the end of the first part of this session. There's no doubt that the collective effort and collaboration that we have exhibited as a House has enabled us to transact quite substantial business that required our consideration during this part of the session. Honorable Speaker, going by our calendar of regular sittings, we are due for a long recess, commencing tomorrow, Friday, 1st May 2026, and we resume sittings on Tuesday, 26th May 2026 at 2:30 p.m. As we take a well-deserved break, it is worth noting that this recess will be a busy period since the House still awaits reports by committees on various business referred to them for consideration. Notably, Honorable Speaker, departmental committees and the Budget and Appropriation Committee will utilize this recess period to engage ministries, departments, and agencies, and indeed the public on the budget estimates for the financial year 2026-2027. Additionally, there are various matters relating to bills, treaties, approval hearings of nominees, inquiries, and responses to statements still pending before various committees. I therefore want to urge the relevant committees to ensure that all these matters are concluded during this recess and reports tabled upon resumption of sittings. Honorable Speaker, it's worth noting that we have cut this resource according to our normal calendar by a week to allow us to be in time for the National Prayer Breakfast, which will fall within the week, the Thursday that we resume, Thursday of 28th May 2026. And therefore, as much as it's part of our long recess, it's shorter than ordinary, and therefore committees will have a very stringent timelines to be able to consider, especially the budget estimates, engage with ministries, and also be able to engage with the Budget and Appropriations Committee within that short period of only 3 weeks to be able to table their reports before the Budget and Appropriations Committee and allow the Budget and Appropriations Committee to table their report on the budget estimates as soon as we resume. That notwithstanding, the various reports, as I've said, that are pending before the committees, which we do expect in the House Business Committee, that committees will be able to table on resumption from this 3 weeks recess. Honorable Speaker, when the House resumes on the 26th of May, it is expected to consider the following business, some of which are listed in today's order paper. One is Committee of the Whole House on the Fisheries Management and Development Bill of 2023 and the Quality Healthcare and Patient Safety Bill of 2025. Two is the second reading of the Public Finance Management Amendment Bill of 2025, the Plant Protection Bill, National Assembly Bill number Bill of 2025, 3, the Competition Amendment Bill of 2026, and 4, the Kenya Judiciary Academy Bill of 2025. 3 is the report on inspection visit to the East African Science and Technology Commission in Rwanda and the East African Health Research Commission in Burundi. 4 is reports of the Kenyan delegation to the 151st Assembly of the Interparliamentary Union, IPU, and related meetings. 5 is the second report on the status of reports on petitions and resolutions. And 6 is the report on the inspection visits to 14 special needs schools in specified counties. Honorable Speaker, in conclusion, allow me to wish members a wonderful recess period as they spend time with their families, their constituents, and engage in important committee work during this working recess, and also wish them a proper time to retreat, rejuvenate, and also discharge their parliamentary and other county obligations in line with your duty of representation and oversight. I now wish to lay this statement on the table of the House. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Majority Leader. Would we now revert to order number 5? Papers.
Order number 5, papers.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Thursday, 30th April 2026. In line with that statement, Honorable Speaker, 1 is the National Executive Budget Estimates for the financial year 2026-2027 and the medium term, and the following accompanying documents. A, the Program Performance Budget Report for the financial 2026-2027. B is estimates of recurrent and development expenditure for the financial year 2026-2027. C is estimates of development expenditure for the financial year 2026-2027. D is a list of projects for the financial year 2026-2027. E is a budget summary for the financial year 2026-2027. F is estimates of revenue, grants, and loans for the financial year 2026-2027. G is the financial statements for the financial year 2026-2027 budget. And H, estimate of revenue and expenditure for state corporations. 2 is the budget estimates and the medium term of Judicial Service Commission, vote 2051 for the financial year 2026-2027, and the Judicial Service Commission subsector report for the financial year 2026-2027 to 2028-2029 from the Judicial Service Commission. 3 is reports of the Auditor General and the financial statements for the financial year ended 30th June 2023 and the certificates therein in respect of A, the Kenya National Highways Authority Mortgage Scheme, and B, Olkalao Vocational and Training College. 4 is reports of the Auditor General and the financial statements for the year ended 30th June 2024 and the certificates therein in respect of the following: Kenya National Highways Authority Mortgage Scheme, National Health Insurance Fund, Estate Agents Registration Board, Pamoja African Alliance, Kenya African Democratic Union, Asili, Kadu Asili, and All Kalau Vocational and Training College. 5 is reports of the Auditor General and the financial statements for the financial year ended 30th June 2024 and the certificates therein in respect of the following: Elwak Technical and Vocational College, Kimasian Technical and Vocational College, State Department for Foreign Affairs, Bomet Central Technical and Vocational College, Sotik Technical and Training Institute, University of Kabianga Enterprise and Services Limited, Office of the Controller of Budget, Staff Retirement Benefit Scheme, Consolidated Fund Services, Salaries, Allowances, and Miscellaneous Services, Kasarani Technical and Vocational College, St. John's Teachers Training College, Kilimambogo, All Kalau Vocational and Training College, Public Health Officers and Technicians Council, Kenya National Highways Authority Mortgage Scheme, and finally, Procurement Audit of Malindi Integrated Social Health Development Program. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, as I have indicated, the estimates, budget estimates for the financial year 2026-2027 having been tabled, it is now officially product of the House, and committees can begin work beginning Monday.
Thank you, Majority Leader. Honorable members, I also wish to confirm that the Cabinet Secretary for National Treasury has submitted the following documents together with the estimates: the draft Finance Bill 2026, 2, the draft Kenya Revenue Authority Amendment Bill 2026, and 3, the draft Road Maintenance Levy Fund Amendment Bill 2026. Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Thursday, the 30th of April 2026. The report of the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning on its consideration of the East African Community custom proposals for the financial year 26-27. Honorable Speaker, this is the first time that these proposals are coming before this House. COFEC did sue Honorable Speaker, National Treasury, and the court gave a directive that before any proposals are taken to EAC by the ministers, they must come for this House, Honorable Speaker, for approval. So this particular the stay of application measures being put here are temporary adjustments to the EAC custom rates to address, among others, domestic economic priorities. And this adjustment, Honorable Speaker, are used to protect our local industries, to safeguard revenue, and to correct market distortions, including undervaluation and miscalculation of imports. I beg to lay, Honorable Speaker.
Next order.
Order number 8, motion, report on public petition number 021 of 2025 regarding access to health care by cancer patients in the country. Mover to reply.
We don't have the chair of the departmental committee on health because of the importance of this particular motion. The reply will stand deferred to a future date. Next order.
Order number 9, motion, report on the consideration of the copyright consolidated music and audio visual works, tariffs 2026.
Chairperson, Committee on Delegated Legislation. Again, the chairperson is engaged on other parliamentary duties within the... Oh, we have Honorable Charles Onchoke.
Yeah.
You have the delegation to move.
I do, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, so you have the leave of the Speaker to proceed and move.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that this House approves the report of the Copyright Consolidated Music and Audiovisual Tariffs 2026-2028, legal notice number 4 of 2026, which was published in the Kenya Gazette of 29th January 2026, submitted to the Clerk of the National Assembly on Thursday, 12th February 2026, and tabled by the Deputy Leader of Majority on Tuesday, 17th February 2026, in line with Section 11, Subsection 1 of the Statutory Instruments Act, Chapter 2A. The proposed tariffs were subsequently referred to the Committee on Delegated Legislation for scrutiny in accordance with Standing Order number 210. Honorable Speaker,
the Honorable Charles Onchoke just moved by way of reading the motion as drawn in the order paper before you elaborate or highlight the contents of the motion.
Very well, Honorable Speaker. I move the motion for the report on on the report on the consultation.
No, maybe just start at I beg to move that.
I beg to move that the House adopts the report of the Committee on Delegated Legislation on its consideration of the copyright consolidated music and audiovisual works, tariffs 2026, laid on the table of the House on Wednesday, 29th April 2026, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 18 of the Statutory Instruments Act, Chapter 2A, and Standing Order 2210 4B, this House approves the copyright consolidated music and audiovisual works, tariffs published as legal notice number 4 of 2026, subject to the annulment of the following provisions in the schedule of the regulations. 1. The tariff item number CMT 17 relating to hairdressing salons, spas, car wash, barber shops, retail shops, and similar establishments. And 2, the tariff item number CMT 2022 relating to the political events, campaigns, launch parties, unveiling candidates and manifestos. Honorable Speaker, I beg that this House approves the report of the Copyright Consolidated Music and Audiovisual Tariffs 2026-2028, legal notice number 4 of 2026, which was published in the Kenya Gazette on 29th January 2026, submitted to the Clerk of the National Assembly on Thursday, 12th February 2026, and tabled by the Deputy Leader of Majority on Tuesday, 17th February 2026, in line with Section 11, Subsection 1 of the Statutory Instruments Act, Cap 2A. The proposed tariffs were subsequently referred to the Committee on Delegated Legislation for scrutiny in accordance with Standing Order 2010. Honorable Speaker, the Consolidated Music and Audiovisual Works Tariffs 2026-2028 seek to provide a harmonized, transparent, and predictable tariff structure for the licensing and use of music and audiovisual works in Kenya. The introduction of a unified tariff system is aimed at streamlining licensing, enhancing compliance, and improving royalty collection for the benefit of the rights holders. Accordingly, the tariffs are therefore central to strengthening Kenya's creative economy, a sector that continues to play an increasingly important role in creating employment opportunities for the youth. Further, Honorable Speaker, the committee recognizes that the tariffs are aligned with the government's policy for economic development particularly in advancing the growth of micro, small, and medium enterprises and the expansion of the digital and creative economy. In this regard, a structured and enforceable tariff regime ensures that creators such as Honorable Felix Odur, who is not here, Sagero, Makukumba, and the rest, are compensated, ensures uniformity, and enhances the sustainability of the creative industry. Therefore, without such a framework, creators will remain underpaid, piracy will persist, and consequently the sector will fail to realize its full economic potential. In addition, many users of copyrighted works are themselves micro, small, and medium enterprises operating within constrained economic conditions. These include businesses in hospitality, transport, retail, fitness, and entertainment sectors. It is therefore imperative that the tariff framework strikes a careful balance between ensuring fair compensation for creators and maintaining the sustainability of small businesses. Honorable Speaker, in examining the proposed tariffs, the committee was guided by the Constitution, the Statutory Instruments Act, the Interpretation and General Provisions Act, and the Copyright Act. The committee also considered the High Court decision in High Court Constitution and Human Rights Petitions number E076 of 2024, Mundia versus Kenya Copyright Board, and 5 others on 29th July 2025, which underscored the requirement for reasonable, meaningful, and effective public participation in the development of statutory instruments. In its scrutiny of the copyright, consolidated music and audiovisual tariffs of 2026-2028, the committee made the following observations. A, that the regulations were published in the Gazette on 29 January 2026 via legal notice number 4 of 2026, submitted to the Clerk of National Assembly on Thursday, 12 February 2026, and tabled by the Deputy Leader of Majority on Tuesday, 17 February 2026, being within the requisite statutory timelines under Section 11, Subsection 1 of Statutory Instruments Act, Chapter 2A. B, that the proposed tariffs allow Kenya to move forward in strengthening its copyright framework while ensuring that the regulatory environment remains fair, inclusive, and compliant with the law. C, that the tariff item CMT 17 relating to hairdressing, spas, car wash, barber shops, retail shops, and similar establishments is overly broad and lacks clear differentiation, which may result in inequitable application across distinct business categories. D, that the tariff item CMT 22 relating to political events, campaigns, launch parties, unveiling candidates and manifestos impose financial obligations that may limit political participation, thereby undermining political rights as envisaged under Article 38 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010. Honorable Speaker, having examined the copyright consolidated music and audiovisual tariffs 2026-2028 against the Constitution, the Interpretations and the General Provisions Act, Cap 2, the Statutory Instruments Act, Cap 2A, and the Copyright Act, Cap 130, the committee, pursuant to Standing Order 210-4B, recommends that the House approves the copyright consolidated music and audiovisual tariffs 2026-2028, legal notice number 4 of 2026, subject to amendment of the regulations and annulment of the following provisions in the schedule to the regulations. A, the classification on tariff item CMT 17 relating to hairdressing, spas, car wash, barber shops, retail shops, and similar establishments. B, the tariff item CMT 2022 relating to political events, campaigns, launch parties, and unveiling candidates and manifestos. Honorable Speaker, the committee wishes to express its gratitude to the Office of the Speaker and the Office of the Clerk for the unwavering support accorded the committee during the discharge of its mandate, of its oversight mandate. We also recognize the commitment and the dedication of the committee members and the technical team for their excellent work. On behalf of the members of the Committee on Delegated Legislation and pursuant to Standing Order 210, it's my distinct honor and duty to table and move adoption of the report of the Committee on Delegated Legislation on the consideration of the Copyright Consolidated Music and Audiovisual Tariffs 2026-2028, Legal Notice number 4 of 2026. I beg to move, Honorable Speaker. And now I call upon Honorable Geoffrey Wandeto to second.
The Honorable Geoffrey Wandeto, please second.
Honorable Speaker, I rise to second that this House approves the report of the Copyright Consolidated Music and Audiovisual Tariffs 2026-2028, Legal Notice number 4 of 2026. Firstly, I wish to commend the chairperson and members of the committee for a thorough and legally sound review of the regulations. The report before this House reflects a careful appreciation of both the constitutional and economic dimensions of copyright regulation in Kenya. And Honorable Speaker, with those few remarks, I second the motion and I second the report and urge that this House adopts the report and recommendations of the committee. Thank you.
Honorable members, I propose the question that this House adopts the report of the Committee on Delegated Legislation on its consideration of the Copyright, Consolidated Music and Audiovisual Works Tariffs 2026, laid on the table of the House on Wednesday, the 29th day of April 2026, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 18 of the Statutory Instruments Act, Cap 2A, and Standing Order 210-4B, this House approves the Copyright, Consolidated Music and Audiovisual Works Tariffs, published as Legal Notice number 6 of 2026, subject to the annulment of the following provisions in the schedule to the regulations. 1, the tariff item number CMT 17, relating to hairdressing salons, spas, car wash, barber shops, retail shops, and similar establishments. And 2, the tariff item number CMT 22, relating to political events, to campaigns, launch parties, unveiling candidates, and manifestos. The Honorable Oundo, you want to contribute to this? The Honorable Naomi Wako? Yeah, another motion. The Honorable Kimani Kuria, the Chair, Departmental Committee in charge of Finance and National Planning.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, was having the discussion with the mover of this particular motion. And I'm impressed, Honorable Speaker, that the committee have proposed annulment of most of those particular tariffs, Honorable Speaker, because some of those tariffs would have hurt small businesses, Honorable Speaker, in this country. Honorable Speaker, it is very important that this House rises to the occasion to support entrepreneurship and to support businesses. At a time, Honorable Speaker, when there are all these tariffs that are, for example, charged by county governments. Honorable Speaker, it's interesting, some of these counties charge businesses fire extinguishers fees, Honorable Speaker, and they don't even have a fire engine in that particular county, Honorable Speaker. Sometimes they also charge the fire, that fire engine tariff, Honorable Speaker, but when there is a fire, there is no truck that is available, Honorable Speaker, to put off those fires, Honorable Speaker. So I want to congratulate this committee, Honorable Speaker, because they have annulled a removal of most of these tariffs, Honorable Speaker. That has become a house that supports small businesses. When we say we are doing bottom-up transformation agenda, Honorable Speaker, this is one of the ways, making sure that the small businesses are supported from down there, whether it is the barber shops, whether it is the car wash businesses, whether it is salons, Honorable Speaker, and also most importantly, It is good that this committee has also recommended that fees that are supposed to be for political parties, Honorable Speaker, be removed. So that, Honorable Speaker, there is more engagement, there is more freedom of speech, there is more freedom of political competition, Honorable Speaker. It would be great if, Honorable Speaker, even in the next election, there are as many parties as possible for any particular candidate, so that Kenyans are able to select which candidates to elect, Honorable Speaker, based on the merit, based on the ethics, based on the skill set of this particular people, Honorable Speaker. You know, I was having a discussion with some of my constituents this morning, Honorable Speaker, on the political competition we are in this country. And I was telling them, there is nothing wrong, whether it is people saying whatever political affiliations they belong to. That is the beauty of our constitution. What is wrong, Honorable Speaker, is when now people are not given the freedom to support the candidate of their choice. So if Honorable Wandeto is on the one-term movement, Honorable Speaker, it's okay to be there, and I know he's going to change his position very soon. And also allow us of the two-term movement, Honorable Speaker, to be a two-term movement comfortably, because that is the freedom of speech that we need to have, Honorable Speaker. The people, when they go to vote, will vote for their leaders. And Honorable Speaker, some of, for example, the people from the mountain are facing a very difficult time. Because, Honorable Speaker, they have been told that there is only one person who will decide who gets elected and who does not. And that is really against the tenets of our constitution, because the power to vote, the power to choose the leaders belong to the people of Kenya. And therefore, I want to echo the words the President said, that nobody should be threatened that you will not be elected because of this or the other. Our constitution is very, very clear that the people shall elect their representatives. So whichever political parties that we belong to, I want to urge all of us, let us compete on ideas, let us compete on ideologies. Whichever side of the divide you belong to, it is their democratic right to be there, and therefore there is no even need for any acrimony. In any case, Honorable Speaker, you know, when people wake up to vote, and the people have not slept in the same house, but they all wake up and go and vote for Honorable Wako, all of them. People wake up from different parts of my constituency. They did not stay in the same homestead. And then they go and elect Kuria Kimani for season 2 and now we are saying we are going to season 3. There is something divine in that particular decision, Honorable Speaker. I don't think that the way we find ourselves is here in this house or even the other leaders across the country. It's just because we talk well or we campaign well. It is leaders are actually chosen by God, and people wake up to confirm the decision that the Lord has made. So even people who are now trying to come into politics and trying their luck, Honorable Speaker, give you a shot, give your best, but please also know that leaders are just chosen from God. And so if God has decided it is you, people will wake up from across the constituency, from across the country, and they will go and vote for you. And in addition, Honorable Speaker, to encourage young people to register as voters. Honorable Speaker, it's very sad that this particular mass voter registration has the lowest turn-up, Honorable Speaker. If the young people want their voice to be heard, and again, whichever political affiliation you do to, the decision will not come by how many tweets you make, how many Facebook posts you make. The decision will be on the ballot. Is that waking up, going to the polling station and saying, I am choosing this leader, or I'm choosing this leader, or I'm choosing this particular leader. But if you not have registered as a voter, Honorable Speaker, then unfortunately, then you'll have not done that duty, that democratic duty. And it's important to mention, Honorable Speaker, this is what our forefathers fought for. You know, for a very long time, people were not allowed to vote. But our forefathers fought for this independence. They said, let the people decide at the ballot. So all young people across the country, please register as voters. In case you are registered in a different polling station and want to change, you need to go to that where you are registered as a voter and change to whichever polling station you can, of your choice that you like to vote for. With that, Honorable Speaker, I want to support and congratulate the committee for doing a very good job. Thank you.
There being no more interest to contribute to, that is Honorable David Boni. Yeah, please make your contributions.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. As you move forward to adjourn the House, I think the proposal is very, very important because some of these, especially from the counties, the levies they are putting on business, small businesses, really they cannot handle. And therefore, I think it's our time, it's our responsibility as a House to make sure that the small business people are protected. You see, Speaker, it's actually the middle income group which moves the country forward, not the high income, because the high income people are not consumers. And therefore, I think the proposal they have done is welcome. And I agree with my chair that let people decide whom to elect, so that at least people have a voice. So therefore, I support that proposal. Thank you very much.
The effect of what the Committee on Delegated Legislation has proposed in this report is that performance of music copyright in both audio and visual forms will be chargeable under the Act, except for situations where they are used in hairdressing, salons, spas, car wash, barber shops, retail shops, and in political events, campaigns, launch parties, unveiling candidates, and manifestos. There being no more interests by members to contribute, the report being clear, the mover is called upon to reply now.
Honorable Speaker, I appreciate the contributions by my colleagues across the aisle. Indeed, we have noted in this country and in my committee that a lot of agencies are coming with the view of wanting to raise the rates and fees, which makes business very expensive to do in this country. So as a way, one of the ways to encourage businesses and investors in this country, generally speaking, particularly for the small businesses, is that the taxation, all these rates and charges are reasonable, they're affordable, so that they can be able to carry on business without a lot of problems, particularly from the government that's supposed to be putting in place an environment that is enabling, that is good for doing business and promoting the economy, and also taking care of issues like unemployment, particularly for the young people in this country. With those few remarks, Honorable Speaker, I reply.
Honorable members, it's now time that I put question to this motion. Honorable members, I put the question that this House adopts the report of the Committee on Delegated Legislation in its consideration of the Copyright Consolidated Music and Audiovisual Works Tariffs 2026, laid on the table of the House on Wednesday, 29th April 2026, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 18 of the Statutory Instruments Act Cap 2A and Standing Order 210-4B, this House approves the Copyright Consolidated Music and Audiovisual Works Tariffs, published as Legal Notice Number 6 of 2026, subject to the annulment of the following provisions in the schedule to the regulations. Roman 1, the tariff item number CMT 17, relating to hairdressing salons, spas, car wash, barber shops, retail shops, and similar establishments. And Roman 2, the tariff item number CMT 22, relating to political events or campaigns, launch parties, unveiling candidates, and manifestos. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 10, motion, report on inspection visit to the East African Science and Technology Commission and the East African Health Research Commission.
Honorable members have the request of the chairperson of the Committee on Regional Integration to defer the debate hereon to a future date. And so it is stepped down. It is ordered. Next order.
Order number 11, motion, report on Kenya delegation to the 151st Assembly of the Interparliamentary Union and related meetings.
Honorable members, for the convenience of the House, the motion appearing under order number 11 step down for consideration by the House in the future date. It is so ordered. Next order.
Order number 12, motion, second report on the status of reports on petitions and resolutions.
Honorable members have acceded to the request by the Chairperson Committee on Implementation, who is engaged on other parliamentary business, that this particular motion appearing under order number 12 be stepped down to be considered by the House on a future date, and it is so ordered. Next order.
Order number 13, motion, report on inspection visits to 14 special needs schools in specified counties.
Honorable members, for the convenience of the House, and noting how much work is ahead of the House as we proceed to recess, due consideration of the motion appearing under order number 13 will stand step down to such future time as the House Business Committee will schedule it for House to transact it. Honorable members, congratulations for good work done as we proceed to be with our constituents at home for this recess. Order, honorable members. Honorable members, the time being 5:40 p.m., this House stands adjourned until Tuesday, the 26th day of May 2026 at 2:30 p.m.